I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We're joined by Safi Sphaera. Hi.
Hello.
I appreciate you coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Safi Sphaera, also known as Safi Scores. I am a fallen star that has cooled to a nice soft blue space goo. Hi.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by our planet and
Of course.
stopping by the show. When did you get started with the VTubing?
Let's see. About April of last year is when I really started to do it.
Mm-hmm. And
I had been streaming art before, but not VTubing.
Oh, so streaming art before? You were doing you were doing a live camera?
No, I was sharing Clip Studio.
Mm.
So just that.
Oh, that's interesting. And are you how long have you been an artist?
Well, let's see. For about 1,000 years, I would say.
Art is
It runs in the family.
Yeah. That's good. I've got some things that run in my family too, but they didn't get to me as far as art's concerned. So you not only are the artist, but being able to share that with people is a different story too. Has that been easy for you to do?
No, it hasn't. It's taken another 1,000 years to gain the confidence to actually be able to share things.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So how have you done it? How did you get over that mountain?
Well, I went to college and they basically forced me to do things that I didn't want to do, and now I can do lots of things I'm nervous about. So very helpful.
So when you
exposure therapy, I guess.
Well, throwing you in the pool, so it sounds like you better swim. There you go. Did you go to school directly for the art?
I didn't. I actually went to school for music theory and composition.
And we're going to hear a little bit about that here coming up because Safi is an extremely talented person and has a lot of things to show to the world, and I'm glad we're able to do that. So, did you take any art classes at all while you were in school?
I took a charcoal drawing class, but I figured out from others that had gone before me that doing art in school isn't always the best course of action because it can actually kill your creativity a lot of the time. Yeah,
I've noticed that people I've talked to that they're not necessarily unhappy that they took the course, but they tend to try to force you through certain holes to do things and try to strip you of what made your art individual. And and I imagine that did you find that happening to you quickly?
Not in music school, thankfully.
No.
But in drawing, it was more fundamental, so it wasn't too bad for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and
it's nice to pick up fundamentals, but I didn't pursue it any further in college because I was pursuing my own thing in my own time.
Yeah, and well, that's definitely that's definitely the way to take it. And were you doing anything with that type of art anyway before you went to school?
Mostly I was doing things on DeviantArt. We're not sharing that account though. That's really old, thousands of years.
Yes.
So,
so you were well past that anyway. By the time you got into it. Now, as far as the music goes, were you an instrumentalist, vocalist from an early age?
I played violin.
Oh.
But no, I didn't actually start until I was about 17,000 years old.
Ooh,
We're going to say that. Everyone else is free to subtract a few zeros if they would like to, but that's what we're going to say.
Yeah, there we go.
I didn't start till I was a bit, later in life.
Right. Anybody who plays violin has got. I'll take my hat off to because that is. I would never have the coordination to do that. Um,
I didn't. Going to college put me through the ringer, and yeah.
so were your neighbors screaming at you to stop harming the cats next door while you were practicing for a while?
Um, well, in college we had the practice rooms, so I didn't
Ah,
have to practice in my dorms, and before that I never really had neighbors.
mm,
You know, space is wide.
well, that's true. And sound is supposed to not travel, but I could
Hmm.
tell you if I was out there trying to play an instrument, they'd hear it and send things after me. I'm pretty sure about that.
Oh no.
But so you started with the violin. Uh, are you left-handed, right-handed?
I am right-handed. I used to be more ambidextrous,
Mm,
but everything takes practice, and if you stop practicing, it's not going to be as easy.
no, no, it's
But I
not.
actually write neater with my left hand than my right,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's a lot slower.
yeah. It's funny when that happens because I came uh, from a time here in school where if you were left-handed writing but did a lot of other things with your right hand, they tried to switch you over.
Hmm.
So what would happen would
Yeah.
be the teacher would turn their back and I'd do everything left-handed and try to do it with the slant the correct way so they wouldn't tell it was wrong.
Hmm.
Um, and once you got that started, how long did it take before you were comfortable with the violin?
I'm still not comfortable with it.
Ah,
I feel like I will never catch up to some of my peers because I started so late.
mm-hmm,
But you know what? That's fine.
mm.
I'm fine with being a second violin. They're important too.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
You can't have an orchestra with just one violin. It
hmm.
doesn't work that way. Now, your music in general. Um, we're going to be playing a selection here in a bit, an instrumental. Where do you play that off of? Is it some type of composition program you use?
Yes, I've been using the program Finale since I started the composition program in school,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, Finale is going to be retiring as a program soon, and they've sent us to another one that I
Uh,
still need to get on board with.
oh,
But I've
wonderful.
been using Finale by Make Music, um, and soon I'll have to find something else.
Oh, geez. It's great when you commit yourself to a program and they kind of they
Mhm.
take the rug out from under you. But um,
Yeah. But
when
it's a 30-year-old program, if I remember correctly, so
oh well,
to my understanding, it's got a lot of spaghetti code in there.
yeah. If it's 30 years old, it's got spaghetti, it's got tortellini, it's got
Bit of ravioli. Oh, the best kind of pocket
that's
sandwich.
right, and it is a sandwich.
Yes, it is a sandwich. You're right.
Even if it's
Thank you for agreeing with me.
even if it's cheese, it's still a sandwich. So
Everything's a sandwich if you look at it a certain way.
that's right. If you're hungry enough.
Mm-hmm.
The once you started working on these and you discovered what you're able to do with it, um, how did that make you feel once you realized that you could now put your compositions out there for to listen to and for other people to listen to?
It felt really good. It felt like so I'm actually from a very musical family.
Hmm.
My parents were both also in a band. My
Hmm.
grandpa released an album. Um, so that I can also do that, it feels right,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
it does make sense. It does make sense. It's kind of a fulfilling, isn't it?
It's the filling in the ravioli.
Yeah, you are the sandwich.
I am the sandwich, you're right.
The- so when so once you put uh okay, I got to ask you this because
Hmm?
when you have a musical whether it's a melody, whether it's an entire song in your head, how do you transfer that on to something that you can hear? Is it trial and error? Do you
Pretty
write?
much, yeah.
Oh, so it takes a little
So
while.
it does take a while. So I have a lot of other instruments, not just my violin. I've got a tin whistle right here on my desk. I've
Hmm.
got a kalimba around here somewhere in a box. I just moved, so we're still finding things.
Oh, geez.
I've got a guitar, and what happens is I'll pick them out just so I can figure out what notes it is,
Ah.
and then I'll put it in Finale. And then from Finale, after I've got the whole composition finished, I'll export it into Ableton, where I produce it so that it doesn't sound like a Finale export.
Wow. Well, it really does sound amazing once the finished product is done, and
Hmm.
in despite all of the work you put into it, it does sound effortless.
Well,
Uh,
that's the goal.
yeah, but obviously there's a lot of work put to it. When you, how do you do these? I mean, do you have start with a rhythm first? Do you start with a melody first, or?
It really just depends on the composition itself.
Mm-hmm,
Usually, for an instrumental, I'll start with just the melody.
mm-hmm,
If I'm doing a cover, I'll usually start with what melody I can find of it. Um, I'll do then the mids, like the little parts in between that aren't quite the bass or the melody,
mm-hmm.
but the things that give the melody more depth.
Right.
Um, Sometimes I'll start with just the bass line because that's a great foundation to start from as well.
That's
But
a
it just depends on the composition itself, really.
Yeah. The bass line is a great part for any song. I,
Hmm.
I grew
If you got a good bass line, you've got a good song a lot of the
I
time.
was there in the late '70s. I know what a bass line is. Just go it right off the floor if you have to. But once you do have this done and you've got it out, we used to call them in the can. When you're finished, are you really finished, or do you want to go back and?
No.
No, I didn't think so. No.
For I have a great example. The instrumental I'm working on right now is actually one that I did in college, but I'm refixing it up
Hmm.
because I wasn't satisfied with the one I put out a few years ago. So I'm making a 2024 version. We're learning all the time how to do things better,
Yeah.
and it's working on stuff that I've already quote unquote finished, and refixing it up over and over again. It really shows how far I've grown.
Hmm.
And I love hearing when other people do it too. Or think of it like, have you seen the artists that they redraw something they drew from like 2010?
Sure. Sure.
It's like that.
Mm. Yeah. It's amazing to hear somebody who is talented and has the ability that really they're never really quite satisfied with what they've
Mm-mm.
done. You might be happy with it, but you're not. Once you put that stamp of done on it, like then it's almost a regret. I could still do a little of this.
Yeah,
I could I could
exactly.
I could put a little arpeggio here, a little.
Maybe if I just tweak this a little bit, it'll sound a little bit better.
Artists, you all can't just keep your hands off of it.
We can't. We can't. Um, I try to limit myself. Like, if I give myself a due date
Hmm.
for something, at least then it's like, okay, I have until this time to work on it, and then I have to stop because otherwise it will never be quote unquote done.
The
And then I'll
never
come back to it in 4 years.
the never ending composition. It's just going to keep going and going and going.
Hmm.
Now
It is the song that never ends.
that's right. Well, I mean, if you put it now, you can put it on a loop, so it really doesn't end. If you really
Plus,
want to.
Ableton makes looping really easy,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, that is true. Now, once you got started, first of all, why did you get started in VTubing? What was the big thing for you
With which one?
when VTubing? What was the big thing that caught your eye and said, "Yeah, I want to do this VTubing thing"?
I think what it was is I saw a Hololive concert,
Mm.
and I've always wanted to be like a performer in some way, but I have immense stage fright.
Mm.
But I love doing all the dances and singing and all of that. And I like performing, just not in front of people.
Yeah. Well, I could see that.
But yeah, stepping into a VTuber character makes it a lot easier to get over that fear.
Mm. It does. It does. And you still get to show your talents too.
Mm.
And as you're going to hear with this bit of music we're going to be playing here in a little bit, Safi has a great deal of talent. And
I prefer to call it skill.
yeah, yeah, because for me it's definitely a skill issue because I ain't got it when it comes to any of that stuff.
Ah, you just need to practice more.
That's not true. Actually, there's a law against it. I
Oh,
haven't
what?
I haven't hit a note on purpose since 1985. So it's pretty tough to do at
Here's
this
what you
point.
do. You get something that has a definite pitch to it, and then you can't hit a wrong note.
Oh, that's true. I just have to find a pitch. It's been
Guitars have frets.
yeah. My wife is the singer. She's the one that can sing. She's got a that CD that she did a long time ago. So she can sing. I give the microphone to her. I'll introduce her. I'll do the talking. She can do the singing. That's a pretty good combination there. Um,
Hmm.
Now, what type of games do you usually play when you're online?
I prefer more chill ones, cozy ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really a big fan of ones that include a little bit of farming,
Uh-huh.
such as here lately it's been Kinseed and Traveler's Rest.
Okay.
I've got Fields of Mystria, but I haven't gotten to try it out yet. I've just not had time
Uh-huh.
between all the extra work I've been doing.
Right.
But chill farming games or completely chaotic, like this is gonna sound terrible. I really like League of Legends ARAM,
Oh,
like the all random, all middle part of it,
yeah.
um, and also Splatoon. So
So
there is either cozy or chaos,
yes,
and
the car's either in park or full gear.
oh yeah, yeah, we are running up a mountain and possibly falling backwards.
Well, as long as Chad enjoys it.
I think they do.
And that's another thing too. For someone who, as you said, has stage fright, or at least is dealing with stage fright, when you realize that you have a regular audience, or have you come to terms with that you have
I
folks?
have.
Yeah,
I honestly I see them all as kind of like my buddies. They're my friends in a way.
yeah,
Like we gather together, we talk, we just, shoot the ish.
yeah.
Um
Shoot,
and it's just a nice time for everybody involved, I hope.
yeah.
It is for me anyway.
And I've watched a couple of streams, and it does seem really comfy. It it seems pretty inclusive, and everybody's pretty chill.
Mhm.
Yeah, is that what you were looking for when you started?
Honestly, when I started, I wasn't really looking for anything. I just wanted to be able to advertise my work and sell commissions, but
Mm.
now it's grown into so much more.
Mm. Speaking of commissions, are you taking them right now?
I am. I'm open on VGen.
Yeah. So we'll have all links in the description for this interview when we have it up on the channel. Now, I want to get back to the music for just a second because we were talking about we always try to put some of our guests' work up so people can hear it and then go listen to some more. You pointed me to an instrumental that you did. Um, can you explain it a little bit before we play it?
Do you mean Atmosphere?
The other one, the one that's used for incidental music.
Oh, Coffee for One?
Yeah, Coffee for One.
That one, I actually wrote that during college. Part of my composition course was I partnered up with the game design course, and I was doing music for a video game
Mm.
there, which, was a big dream of mine. I wanted to write video game music. Um, so I was doing the music for that and the sound effects and everything. They asked me to write a song for a coffee shop. They never got the coffee shop done. So the song, even though I finished the song for it, got completely scrapped.
Aw.
But I really liked it. It had this like nice chill vibe that I thought was perfect while I'm drawing. Um, So I use it whenever I'm drawing on stream because I can I literally listen to it for hours with no problem.
Yeah,
It keeps me going.
yeah. We're going to play this right now, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more with it with Safi. You're hearing it here on Eric Loy Interviews. As you hear, this person I'm talking to has got some talent. It's exactly that music is exactly what you said it was. It's perfect for having in the background. It keeps things going. It does exactly what you want it to do.
That's great to hear.
Man, it really does. And um, Safi is a vocalist too. If you get a chance to check out what Safi's got going on there, please do. And I'm really hoping that folks check it out. If you like music at all, you need to check it out. And I'm hoping that we have more vocal from you in the future. Is that going to
I'm
be?
working on it, yeah.
Yeah. Is it going to be an original? Is it going to be or have you picked out a song or two?
I've got a few picked out, and I've got a few originals in the works too. It's just a matter of confidence.
Mm,
Since I wrote them, I'm not super confident with my poetic writing.
yeah.
So I might continue to tweak them for a while
Oh,
before I finally work up the confidence to finish them out.
the artiste strikes again.
Yep.
make sure make sure it's absolutely well. I tell you this, your vocals are not only great to hear, but they're unique in a way I can't describe. Um, and I like words,
Words
but
are hard.
words are hard sometimes, and English doesn't have enough sometimes
Hmm.
to describe them. But it's affecting in a good way. It definitely brings the mood across, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have for us in the future, as far as that goes. Um,
Well, thank you.
your voice in general. Have you thought about um, checking out like voice work at all?
I've done a few auditions here and there,
Uh-huh.
but then I got absorbed into a move that kept getting put off and put off, so I never knew when I would be like in a, how do I put it? A safe recording location
Right.
because like right now I'm in a very large room and I don't feel like it's a good recording location, but I'm working on a studio where I will be able to record a lot cleaner.
Yeah, and folks don't realize what sound buffing and that type of thing is. It
Oh my
does.
goodness, the echo.
Yeah, it makes such a difference. And you have somebody talking in a room, and you maybe you don't notice what's going on, but then you hear them talking in a sound buffeted room, and it's like they're standing
It's
next
a
to you.
difference,
Yeah,
yeah.
it really does make a difference. Um, there's just so many things to ask you about with so many things
Well,
that you're doing. Um,
in the case with This Too Shall Pass, I will say I was basically in my bedroom and I threw a blanket over myself and the microphone.
mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
how that one was done.
Well, folks, all I'm going to say about it is listen for yourself because you don't want to miss out on it. It's really it's again, I run out of words. If
I
I
would appreciate you listening. Yeah.
yeah, I
I worked really hard on it.
yes.
It's also on Spotify if that's more convenient.
Oh yeah, folks, make sure you tune into that and get that. Now, the art streams that you're doing. Is that sometimes do you get backseat artists?
Well, no, I haven't actually, but
Mm,
I don't think I'm that big,
mm.
so
Well,
I haven't had to deal with it yet. Back in the day, when it was just me making art with my friends, what we would do is we would pass our art to each other and
ah,
redline it to like, well, you could do this part better and try this with the pose and that kind of stuff I don't really mind because I'd rather my art be as good as it can be.
hmm yeah, I can appreciate that, but for me, it would be so tense going on, and first of all, you have somebody over your shoulder while you're doing it, which wouldn't be that comfortable for me. Second, if somebody comes up and says, I would have used this, I would have done that, I would have done that, that would be really irritating. But
Oh, I
thankfully,
would just say, well, then you draw it.
there you go. It's all yours. Go from here.
Most of my art streams, thankfully, I'm not usually actually drawing on them. I'm just coloring because I'm constantly worried about Twitch TOS and,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta draw the anatomy first. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of anatomy, hands.
hmm,
Uh, right. Is that an enemy?
they're not an enemy so much as an old rival.
Yeah.
Now, feet, though,
The feet are a different story. I always
I
have
haven't practiced those as much.
I have to ask that of artists because when sometimes when I bring it up, all they do is squeal and run away.
No, we have to confront our enemy or rivals.
Yeah. So I mean,
Lots of practice.
this has to be lots of practice because
Mm,
and people who don't do it don't realize how tough it is to actually draw. You can draw hands, but they have to be expressive, and it just doesn't always transfer well.
it
Uh,
doesn't. And hands, they're one of the toughest ones to transfer.
mhm.
Um, in my case, I actually have a mirror on my desk, which, since the viewer is always looking basically, I don't want to say at the mirror that is the art. Um, Having the mirror right close by while I'm drawing
Yeah.
can really help me get the hands more correct.
Mm. That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a
But
and
I also do have the problem of itty bitty hands,
what?
so all my hands are small.
So you just have to draw itty bitty people and, to go with
Yep.
the hands. Like, are you happy with where you're at with the channel right now?
Um, I kind of wish I could reach more people, but I think everyone feels that way.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. I would be happier if I could sell more commissions because I want to make a living doing this.
Well, again, folks, if you get a chance, please check out what Safi's got going on. Uh, Commission Safi. We'll have the links up to it. Uh, we're talking about a wonderfully talented person, a fun person to talk to, and I am very, very glad that we've been able to meet at least over this particular medium. And check out the streams, check out the art, check out the music. Uh, have you got any other surprises for us?
I rigged my own VTuber, so there's that. I do the rigging too.
Can you
I'm a
fix
triple threat.
can you fix my car?
Uh, no, we'll have to get my dad for that one.
Oh, there you go. Safi, it's just an absolute pleasure to talk with you, and I wish nothing but the best for you to continue, and hope the move finishes smoothly, and you find
Oh,
everything.
we're in. We're just still in boxes.
Yeah, hope you find where you put the cat in the boxes and all that stuff.
Oh, the
Um,
cat has been running around the whole time. I'm surprised you haven't heard him.
yeah. Oh, I've got 9 cats.
Oh my goodness, you want to share?
Mm, some of them, sometimes, yes. But then I go by the living room and find five of them on keeping my wife on the couch.
Aw,
Yeah, she wouldn't let
that's
me.
precious.
She wouldn't let me. Not at all. But uh, it's great to hear someone enjoying themselves so much as you are, because you can hear that in your voice very very easily, and that you are enjoying sharing your gifts with everybody. Um,
It's nice to be able to share instead of hide myself under a rock like I used to.
yeah, and this is giving you that opportunity, which is
Hmm.
for a lot of people that's so major, and it's obviously become a big part of your life, and we appreciate you sharing it with us.
Well, I'm happy to. Thank you very much for inviting me to share.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.